Hey, it's Clay Trader, and this will be a video chart on XNRG. Before I get started, I would like to note to please check my IRP disclaimer. With that being said, I don't mean to state the obvious here, but this chart has just been extremely bullish. Just looking, you can see that the candlesticks have been one green one after the other. It looks like there's been about 7 straight green days in a row, so this is one of these charts where it just refuses to have any sort of red day. So for everybody that's in this one, congratulations so far. It's definitely a good looking chart and a very strong looking chart at that. It also provides a great example, so I'll make it quick, but whenever there's an opportunity to provide some kind of real life examples, a lot of people wonder what's a good indicator. Well, volume is one of the best ones out there. You can see here, chart was basically just not very active, and then all of a sudden this big volume day came in, clearly set some people's radars off. And then look at the chart ever since that big volume day came. It's just been slowly and continually moving up like that. So just a great example of how when you see big volume, you should at least take note. I'm not saying throw everything into it, but take note of it. So back to the actual chart, a very healthy move. And what's good is it's not doing anything, outrageous where you see some of the charts and there's just one huge gigantic candlestick. You don't have anything like that. You had a decent one here, but then you had a couple small ones. So it's not like it's one huge candlestick and then you see everything start to fall back. It's been very organized and very slowly trending upwards. Now the one thing that I got a few questions on was people asking about this gap. Well, sure there's gaps and there's lots of hoopla around them, but just for this chart right here, let's take an example straight from this chart. You can see that at one point it closed down here, and the next day it opened up here. So if people are freaking out about this gap, oh, it's got to close, it's got to come back down. Well, the rest is history. For those people that were all freaked out about a gap, they would have missed out on this huge move here. Now, do gaps close? Yeah, they close, but does it have to happen in order to make a move back up? Well, hopefully this situation and example right here shows that there's no such thing as a gap having to fill. That's just kind of one of those false things out there. Do they fill? Of course, but it's not like it's some sort of scientific rule where a gap has to close in order for the price to go up. Once again, here's a perfect example right there of a stock gapping up and then it never closing and then going on a multiple 100% move. The other thing that's nice about this chart is you look down here at volume, and as the price has been going up, you can see volume has been stair-stepping up also. Now the one thing to note is the higher the price gets, the more expensive shares get, in the sense of you're not going to have as big as volume days because shares cost a little bit more. If the stock was down here at 0001, you'd have multi-million-dollar share or multi-million shares traded. But when you got a stock that's up above 20 cents, you're not going to have as many shares traded. So what am I getting at in a nutshell? Pay attention to dollar volume, not shares traded. That's one important thing that a lot of people get confused. We care about the actual dollar volume traded. If this stock was up here at $1, and if it traded 100,000 shares, that would be over $100,000. So that's something to keep in mind. We care about dollar volume, and you can see by the volume bar is stair-stepping up that dollar volume is also increasing day by day, which just shows that there's more and more interest, more and more eyes on the stock. Now, in terms of support levels, the one right now is going to be right here where the previous high was, which was at 18 cents. So this is going to be our first area of support. And then after that level, there's going to be another one right down here at 15 cents. You can see that has some price history. It was a high, and then it got back tested right there on Friday. So this is another area of support. And then after that, just keep your eye on our moving averages. The blue line's a 10-day. This is a 20-day. So these two will be support levels. As time increases, these will catch up to the price. But for now, these are going to be the two key areas of support. Now for resistance, 25 cents is the only one that's on there. The chart is essentially in blue sky breakout territory. After 25 cents, it's back to being blue skies, but that is where some profit takers stepped in today. But once again, up above 25 cents, as you can see, the chart doesn't have much history. So after 25 cents, you're back into that beautiful blue sky territory, and you got to kind of trade on your gut instincts there. So if there are any other questions on the chart, please let me know. But just keep your eye on the volume. This shows that there's more and more interest in the stock, that there's more and more people watching it. So increasing volume is always a good thing, but at the end of the day, increasing price action is what makes people money, and you can see this chart hasn't had any problems doing that. So keep your eye on it, and like I said, if you have any questions, let me know. Once more, this was XNRG. Thanks for listening.